what's up guys, Roberto here, coming back at you with another video, and today I'm reviewing the Rider Kicks figure, KamenRiderZi-O. Now, if you guys are wondering what the Rider Kicks figure series is, it's basically like an assortment of 4-inch figures in the KamenRiderZi-O toy line. If you guys remember in the past, every time we got a new Kamen Rider show, they would always release the Kamen Rider with like a sort of a gimmick along to him. For example, with Drive, it was the Drive figure, and then you could replace the wheels, because if you guys remember, the Drive has like a big wheel in the middle of his chest. And you can basically replace that with different wheels that came later on in the toy line. With Ghost, they would come with the little hoodies, and you could exchange them and stuff. And yeah, because Kamen Rider Ghost had like hoodies. And for Build, I never really collected anything from Build. If I remember correctly, Build had like basically you could just change his body out and just put like different modes. It was like double. If you guys know Kamen Rider and you guys know the toy lines, you guys understand what I'm talking about, because you know, if you're a regular person, you're probably confused as to hell right now as to what I'm saying. But yeah, but Kamen Rider has always had like this sort of gimmick thing going on with its toy line and with the figures, and I enjoy it because it's really, really fun. But this year for G.O., it's more of how do you say, like an armor. Like it's just a big fat armor that just goes all around the figure. So it's really, really crazy. But usually in the past, every time we got the Rider figure, it would always come with like a little gimmick. And it was actually like a little bit taller than the Rider Kicks figure that we have here right now. For G.O., I guess they decided to just switch that out, and they made the figure smaller. They took out the whole coming with like one gimmick. Oh my god, that's a Kamen Rider riding outside my house. That's crazy. And yeah, but this year for G.O., like I said, they took all that out. They made the figure shorter, and they actually took out a bit more stuff that I'm gonna explain on later in the video. But right now, I'm just telling you guys what the Rider Kicks figure is and all that. But yeah guys, but even though they did change some stuff from the past Kamen Rider action figures, I kind of get why they did it. And like I said, I'll explain all that later on in my video. I don't want to ramble on too much in the beginning. But yeah, but the Rider Kicks figure looks like a very promising toy line in the toy line itself. Oh, that's toy line. And yeah, so I'm really excited for the future of it, and it's just going to be really exciting collecting a bunch of Kamen Rider figures. And hopefully by the end of G.O.'s run, they'll release every single Heisei Rider that's, you know, from Kuga to right now to G.O. So I'm very excited to have like a full collection of Kamen Rider figures. That'd be really awesome, because I've never really collected Kamen Rider like that. I've always been like a side thing. But this year for G.O., since it's celebrating like the past 20 years for Heisei seasons or whatever, and you know, it has like a whole like Legend Rider theme. I've always been a big fan of anniversary season. I've liked Gokaiger, Kamen Rider Decade. Of course, I wasn't around. I wasn't into Toku when Decade came out, but I looked back and I've seen the toy line and all that stuff, and it was really cool. They released like Rider cards, and they released like past action figures. I'm always a big fan of the past. Like I'm always a big fan of commemorating things and remembering things from the past and all that. And it's just really fun. But anyways guys, I don't want to ramble on too much. Let's take a look at the packaging first and then the figure itself. Alright guys, so here's the packaging for the figure itself. Like I said, they ended up making the figure shorter from the previous seasons. Let me just pull an older figure, for example. This is the Kamen Rider Ghost hoodie change, whatever you want to call it, figure. As you see right here, the Kamen Rider Ghost is almost like 6 inches. And then the G.O. figure is like, you know, almost 4 or 5 inches, I think. I don't have a ruler on me, so I can't really do the measuring right now. But yeah, but this is the figure from the past, and as you see right here, it did have a little bit more detail. They did, you know, put more time into it, which, you know, I'm not trying to hate. Ghost just fell. I'm not trying to hate on this Rider Kicks figure toy line, because I kind of get why they had to do that in a way, but, you know, at the same time, it does kind of suck that they made the figure smaller, because now if I put them with past Riders, it's going to look weird. But thank God that the Rider Kicks toy line will apparently release all 20 Heisei Riders, so hopefully that'll be very fun to see, I guess, and yeah. So yeah, this is Ghost right here. Nice, and like I said, he did come with his gimmick. G.O. doesn't. G.O. just comes with a weapon and a chain and a hand to, you know, to change and make him do his pose or whatever. And yeah, so that's really nice. And yeah, so I expected the packaging to be a little bigger, but that's fine. This does remind me of like the candy toy stuff, because in Japan they release candy toy figures too. They come with like a candy, and it's usually like smaller, cheaper toys, and you know, it does remind me of this, but at the same time it's not, which is really weird. Yeah, but enough rambling. Here it is. This right here is G.O. in figure form doing his pose. Then real life G.O. just looking to the side. The Kamen Rider 20 Rider Kicks logo right here. This is celebrating 20 years of Heisei Riders, or 20 seasons, because it hasn't been 20 years since 2000. I mean, not 2020, but I say 2020. The toy seal of approval right here, really nice. KamenRiderZi-O in English, and then I guess down here it says something in Japanese. Some trademark down here in Japanese, Bandai logo. On the side, left side is G-O in his figure mode. On the other side is G-O real life, doing stuff, coming up to you. Down here is just some more Japanese trademark and stuff. And yeah, up here is G-O's eyes, Rider Armor Series, really cool, nice. And in the back shows you G-O and what he can do, the rider kick he's doing, KamenRiderZi-O, one more time in English. And G-O is up here doing another pose. And then you can start collecting the gimmicks. This is the build armor, so this is Kamen Rider builds. I guess, if that's when G-O uses his ride watch and he transforms into his build mode. Yeah, it looks really cool actually when I picked that up. And yeah, so like I said, in the past they probably would have released this with with this thing, so it wouldn't be like it would have been a good deal. You get an armor and you get the figure, but it's a cheaper, less costly version now, I guess. So that's cool, I guess. And yeah, so that was the packaging, really cool. So here's G-O himself, as you see right here. I have him posed in his really cool pose that he does in the show. This is a singular pose or whatever. Like I said, he does come with 2 accessories. One is the hand, and then the other is his I guess his saber or whatever. I forgot the name of this thing. It's like a Ziku something. And yeah, so it's really cool. He comes with 2 hands. That's nice that they give us the option to do the pose, and one of his hands just fell out. Oh fuck, the hands are falling. The hands are falling. Yeah, one is pointing up, I guess, to do the pose that he has, and there's hair on it. Ew. And the other one's just a regular hand. Really nice. The only complaint I have is I think that he does that thing with his right hand, not his left hand. So I'm not sure if maybe that was like an error on their part. I mean, I have seen him do it with his left hand, but he does it more with his right. So yeah, I don't know if they're gonna fix that or whatever, or just leave it like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on because I really like this hand. It's really cool, and yeah, he's just pointing out there. And yeah, I really like G-O's design. I like the black. I like the purple that they gave him. It reminds me of the Cade, and how he had purple or Magneta. That's what they call it, magenta or Magneta. I don't know how to say that color. And yeah, but it's black, really nice. I like his watch design. This reminds me of like a Casio watch or whatever. And yeah, see right here, he has the holders for the ride watches on both arms, really nice. And then here's the Ziku driver itself. And yeah, it is not painted, which is, it kind of bothers me. Because in the past, for example, here's the Ghost one more time, they actually painted the driver, which is, they at least gave it detail on the front. So, I would have appreciated to put more detail in here. But yeah, but that doesn't matter, don't worry about it, Bandai, I got you. Your cost cutting or whatever. And then up here is his helmet, really nice. Yeah, the articulation is pretty cool actually. It does have really good articulation, which is something I can't deny, that a lot of figures these days are actually getting really good articulation, so that's really nice. And yeah, he just has a really cool design overall. That's the main reason why I actually got back into collecting Kamen Rider toys this year, because of him, because I like the design, I like the theme, I like everything. And yeah, so you can have him posing with a saber. And yeah, it's not a bad figure for starters. It's not, I think I put it the wrong way. It's not a bad figure, I just really wish they put a little bit more paint on it. It is missing some paint and stuff. And yeah, but articulation is really dope. Design is really dope. And yeah, I guess if I really wanted to add more paint to it, I would just paint it myself. So, I can do that. Alright guys, so my final thoughts on this figure is that it's not a bad figure. Coming up to earlier to what I mentioned about how I was going to talk a lot about this figure at the very end. The reason why I think they had to, they made it cheaper looking than the past Rider figures is because they're planning on releasing every single Heisei Rider. And that is a lot of Heisei Riders. There's at least, counting G-O, there's 20. And, obviously I've seen already that they're also releasing like secondary Riders and third Riders. For example, with Build, they decided to release in the Rider Kicks figure line, they decided to release Build, Grease, and then I forgot the other one's name. And yeah, I also see that they're releasing X-Aid. They're probably going to release some figures from X-Aid. They're probably going to release some, super modes too, like the final modes and all that stuff. And that's a lot of figures counting, Overall, it's not a bad figure. I really enjoy it. I'm a simplistic person. I don't really need everything to be perfect. If I really do want a better version of G-O, I'll just go pick up the SH Figure Arts. And yeah, when that comes out. And yeah, guys, but if you want something to represent G-O at the moment, definitely pick this up. It is a cheap version, and it's not, it's not that bad if you pick it up. You're not throwing your money out the window. You're getting something that's worth your money. And yeah, So anyways, guys, that was my review of the Rider Kicks figure KamenRiderZi-O. Stay tuned for a lot more G-O stuff coming soon. And yeah, guys, and this is Roberto from Ranger Mania, signing out.